Hello guys, how you doing? Welcome once again. Hotknife's house, live here on Twitch TV. And today we are going to be remixing a track from the ground up, as in never having even looked at it yet. This is, well, I have actually had a wee look at it, but still, just to show you exactly what I do with a remix and how, make it my own if you like, which is what a remix to me is all about. Taking a track and making it something that you would listen to, something that you would... something that would really turn you on. I think that's what I do for a remix anyway. It needs to be something that they need to turn it into something that I would maybe throw into a DJ set. But anyway, right, so over on the chat, we've got a few people logged in there. Now, I would say today has been one of those days where absolutely everything has been going wrong. I was nearly missing my start time there for streaming just because all my computer was going wrong. And this sound card of mine's causing a bit of an issue at the moment, as well as an electrical supply. I need to get my mains isolated because it's making funny clicks and pops, which is no good when you've got a recording studio. And I have no interest in being an electrician. But as is often the case with computer problems and whatnot, you need to become a bit of an expert in these fields as well. So this is the drama I've been faced with. But this week I have actually finished... and just finished my album with Mr. T, Hotknife versus Mr. T. I've literally finished it about 10 minutes ago, and that's been a lot of work in here in HQ Glasgow for the last, well, I suppose the last 2 years really, but in the last few months in particular. And this place is absolutely roasting. That's why I've got about 1 million fans here. And yeah, just keep me right today, guys. Anyway, if the sound goes in anything, just stick a wee note there. I'll get it fixed. But yo, the real Melly Fresh. How are you doing, Melanie? It's good to hear from you. And also, it's your track that I'm going to be remixing. Yeah, we are talking about the track Studio 54. So let's get a wee listen to what the original was. Now, basically, I've got the track with the vocals, edited track. And then, yeah, I've just got the vocals and we're going to rebuild it from the ground up. So here's the original. Here's how this goes.
Studio 54. Studio 54. Studio 54. Studio 54. First time I walked up to the velvet rope at Studio 54 in my best Fiorucci finery, tiny skirt, legs for days, 7-inch Vivienne Westwood platform shoes, big red juicy lips, barely legal. Me and my BFF got the nod from Mark the doorman. Every time we were part of the cool kids, the hot girlies, there to entice and add to the club's ambiance. We were chosen to enter the funhouse playground of sex and celebrity, drugs for days, because we were young and cute. We were chosen and we were special. Studio 54.
Yo, yes, hello. Yeah, so that's the original track there. Basically, it's got a cool vocal, just kind of obviously reminiscing about Studio 54. Now, come to the right place if you want a disco mix, Melanie, because that's what I'm all about. I absolutely love the disco era. I feel it's, as I say every week, the unsung hero of dance music. I think it often gets overlooked, and really without disco, you don't have house, and without house, most other styles of dance music, really. You know what I mean? So it's very, very important in the whole evolution of music. And obviously the Studio 54 being the epicenter of the disco movement, opened in 1977. Ian Schrager, I can't remember the name of the other guy, Steve Rubell and Ian Schrager, that's right. A couple of Jewish property magnates, you know, basically went into the disco industry and opened the most hedonistic disco of all time, of course, Studio 54. From that era, I think it probably is. It's safe to say there's not many people left. As a DJ called Nicky Ciano, who's still about and who does a really interesting podcast as well. He claims to be one of the only remaining disco DJs. I think that's probably a lot to do with the kind of rock and roll, or should I say disco lifestyle he led. As I say, it was the epicenter of hedonism. But anyway, this track, so basically I've just got the guide vocal, just to show you, or not the guide vocal, the actual vocal. And I've got that just as an a cappella. Let me show you here. Okay, so there we have it.
Every time we were part of the cool kids, the hot girlies, there to entice and add to the
so as I was listening to this track, when I was listening to this track, one of the things that jumped out to me is
we were special. Studio 54.
Yeah, every time Melanie says that in the track. By the way, Melanie, in case you don't know it, Melly Fresh, boss of Play Records, and also who's done a lot of great tracks on her own as well. Someone whose vinyl I had in my collection before, several years later, I ended up getting signed to Play Records and we got an album coming out. But anyway, after that, and like I said, I've finished that album today, so I can now concentrate on other things. And this remix has been on my mind for a while to get sorted. But what I really need to do here, because obviously it's a kind of monologue about what happens in Studio 54. What I need to do...
Can you imagine?
What I need to do is create a kind of hook behind this, And every time Melanie mentions Studio 54, that gave me an idea. So...
Studio 54.
Studio 54. So that pretty much kind of wraps up every kind of expression there. So I had an idea for a really funky bass riff. So I'm going to get my guitar, my bass out. You will be glad to know. Now, let me just show you here. I just downloaded a loop quickly, something quite banging. Okay, the song's 124 beats per minute. 124. Yeah, that's quite a good pace. I like things about 120 to 124. 126 is your kind of house pace, but I feel if you're 126, it can be quite difficult to really get a lot of feel in there. The slower a track is, the more notes you can get, especially if you're playing like a live instrument, Right, so I had an idea for a riff. One, two, one, two. 1, 2. Okay. Should I get the right connection in here? There we go. Input number 4. That's what we are looking for. Put it on. It's easy to sound like a complete idiot when you say something's not switched on, but when you've got a chain of about 300 things that need switched on, it's easy to make an arse of it, and I often do, so don't worry. I just got to do it live on Twitch now. So, goodness me, let's turn that down a little bit. Right, so I've got quite a banging loop there. Here.
Studio 54.
The original track's quite kind of
I walked up to the velvet rope at Studio.
It's quite electronic.
My best fear,
It's got I would want to really bring it into the kind of I would say more organic, more like a disco feel, more like something you would hear in Studio 54. So that's what I'm going to do with this track. So here we go. Well, I've got this idea in my head, this kind of Studio 54, Studio 54, Studio 54. So something like that. I think if I just lay that over that drum pattern and we build it up in the classic house kind of way, maybe like 8-bar sections as we go. So let's get a wee... I'll take off the vocals at the moment just so I can concentrate on that bass line. And first off, as always, tune up my bass. One thing I can't stand in the studio is working with some musicians and you say, are you in tune? And they go, yeah, I'm in tune. No, you're not, unless your ears are calibrated to 440 Hz. Always check things with a tuner. It's a pain to sort. Can sort it easier these days with things like Melodyne. I even use that on the bass sometimes, and basses are out. But if you can just get it in tune in the first place, then it makes it much easier to have to work with something that actually you don't have to do too much editing on. I think that's the same with anything. Don't ever think I can edit that later and sort it out. Edit it. Make sure you get it right in the first place. Then you'd have to do less editing. Editing takes more time than playing it in the first place, I find. No matter how fast you are at editing. So, this bass here, my Yamaha bass, it plays like shit. It feels like a cricket bat, to be honest, but it sounds absolutely wonderful, and that's why I like to use it, because it sounds great. Doesn't matter how it looks. Okay, so try and not listen with your eyes and these things. Okay. We got a good level on the bass. That's a pretty solid start. That's a good riff, you know. And yeah, I would say for most kind of disco tracks, groove based tracks, if you got a really nice bass line, it can work all night. And I think that one can, if I be so self-righteous to say it. Do that, and then and kind of break that up with something else. So, and then maybe take it up to the bridge. That's a very James Brown thing to do. If anyone knows musical theory, I taught musical theory for a while, so I kind of have to learn all this stuff. But basically, what would happen, James Brown songs, you get that kind of on the one, and then you go up to "Go dig to the bridge," yeah. And that's like kind of the bridges they call it. Bum, 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 bum. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, tempting to use that. Very, very kind of James Brown, though. But if I think of something else, maybe. I keep going back to that, you know, I might just throw that in, because if that's where it's taking me, then why not? And you got to trust your instincts when you're laying them down riffs as well. If it feels good, just throw it down. Don't worry about how you're playing it and stuff. You can, you know, worry about all that stuff later on as to how perfect it is. You can, you know, fix it. But at the moment, we just want to get the riffs down. So maybe a bum 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 bum. That's very kind of big. I can imagine something, you know, lots of horns and that. Yeah, so let's go. We'll go with that kind of James Brown type bridge. I'm going to turn up the bass as well, because I can't fucking hear it. Anyway, here we go. So, who's on the chat? Say yo. Let me know who's out there in the world. Here we go. Anyway, yeah. Just going to pump up this bass. Can't have enough bass. Apparently the reason why humans are so excited by bass is because it's a danger sound. For hundreds of thousands of years, you're kind of, yeah, listen to thunder and things like that, and you know, kind of danger sounds are associated with bass. So apparently that's one of the reasons why it actually has that kind of effect on us when we listen to it. So there you go, audio lessons for you. Now, this, like I say, I'm going to throw in a James Brown type bridge. Again. Yeah, that's good. So I'm going to put that whole bass line together now, just to avoid editing too much. I'll just play it in live. Here we go. So, song from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tell you what I'm going to do as well. I'm going to switch off my mic so you can just need to remember to switch it back on again. I'm going to crank this up because I get a good vibe when I'm tracking. Some people like to put headphones on. I feel it a wee bit limiting, to be honest, putting headphones on really to get into the groove. If I'm tracking bass, there's no acoustic noise coming off of it that's getting recorded. It's a lead, obviously, straight into the software, so you might as well put it through a system, get it blasting, almost as if you were in a club, as if you were a drummer playing with you in the room. It gets a better vibe on the recording. Headphones, you're just getting a little bit of treble, to be honest, no matter how good they are. Nothing beats the experience of speakers. And I have blown 20 grand Lin speakers in the studio before by demanding a track with the bass loud through the speakers. Sorry about that, Stuart, if you're watching. But anyway, right, okay. Yo, Simon. Yo, mate. And I will forward you those tracks because I actually have them attached to an email and they're good to go. But that's another side issue. Right, okay, here we go. So, got a straight take of this bass. One, two, three, four. After that, but I can always edit it. One part's editing, one part's playing, I should say. One, two. Yeah, one part's playing, 10 parts editing. Yeah, that's about right. Always makes for a successful track. Here we go. Okay, so the next bit. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we use that last one. So we'll just edit that together at the moment, and then I'll lay a guitar down on top of that. And I'm getting a horrible kind of electrical kind of clicking noise at the moment from a lot of my stuff. So this will probably, like I said, this will just be a guide bass I'll be recording anyway, just until I get an electrician in to look at my supply. These things you don't want to have to bother about in a studio, but you do have to because it's all part of the same thing. It's all part of getting a good sound. Anyway, here we go. So I'm going to put on an actual bass sound. So this one here, let's see what we got. Good. Just going through the Logic in-house plugins here. You can hear a wee bit high-end clicking on it. Like I say, that's just some unfortunate problem I've got with my supply at the moment. But anyway, right on the channel strip there, I'm just going to, what I often do with bass guitars, I take out the really high-end kind of frequencies, you know, because you don't really need them in bass. You know, you don't really need a lot of super high-end. So look at, you can hear all that click, that kind of, yeah, we don't want that in the recording. So often I'll just actually put on a low-pass filter, as you call it. We go like so. That allows the low to pass through. Obviously taking a bit of the top end off, so here we go. And the reason why I don't want too much top on the bass is I'm going to double that with the guitar. Take a wee bit of 500 or so out. Oh! PSRTS, thank you very much. Hosting my channel for the next 15 minutes. Perfect, thank you very much. Anyway, okay, so here we go. That's the main riff in there. We're going to lay that in, get that chopped down to perfection. Like I tell you every week, this isn't the sequence I normally use. I'm still on the old version of Logic because I'm an old fart. that's where the loop starts there. Okay. There's another thing as well, when you're moving things around and you're shortening sections, be careful you don't have the whole lot selected. I do that a lot and it turns into a pain in the bum, because what you end up doing is shortening all the sections without realising it, because they've all accidentally been selected. But in this case, we just make sure we get this sorted here. Put some drums on. Yep, I'll just get rid of that one at the moment. Okay, so that's... Yep, let's edit down our bridge section here as well. Doing this very crudely. Just doing this fast at the moment just for demonstrative purposes. I mean, often I could get lost in a section for hours, but I'm not going to do that tonight, obviously, just to get a quick kind of flavour of what we're about here. Yep, I'm just going to edit that section because I played two alternative endings there. The one I want's the bap 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 bap. There we go. Bap 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 bap. Okay, right, cool. So I'll just edit this in here at the moment. Hi to any new viewers there. I noticed a few guys have tuned in. Nice to have you. Let me know what's happening. Are you a producer, musician, just having a nosy? Get on the chat. So here we go. Yeah. So that's a bridge section, like kind of James Brown type feel. So let's lay this out. Like I say, lay it out pretty crudely, because there's only so much you can do in an hour and a half, really, with a track. But in an hour and a half, that's more than enough to get all the bones down and everything that's important, really. Okay, so, from the top. So I just lay this out a wee bit. We play this maybe, yeah, twice on that, and then we'll go over to the bridge section like I'm doing. I'm just kind of... Tell you what I do with these sections. Sometimes if you're moving a section that's got, you know, a compound edit in it, as I call it, I've got two little parts joined together there. Just to make life simple, I often glue these sections together so you're moving like a section that lasts a whole bar. That's really handy. That's yeah, instead of having to copy out every time a couple of sections with, you know, splices down the middle, etc., just make up a section that lasts a bar, and it's a lot easier to move around, and yeah, a lot easier to work with in general. And of course, we can use it to loop, which I'm just going to show you at the moment. So the first section we've looped twice. Now that section there, if we want to loop that, all we do is just pull it out there like a concertina. Okay. Like those little paper people you'd cut out and you just spread out. That's kind of what you're doing. You're taking one bar section and looping that. So in this case, we've got two of these. Yeah, so that one's starting a wee bit there. Should. Let me just edit that to within an inch of its life. There we go. Probably just going to loop that very, very first 8 bars there, because I just felt they had everything they really needed in there. Or should I say 16 bars? Yeah, up to there, that's fine. And then from there we can just really spread it out. There we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put on some guitar, a wee bit of guitar, just following exactly what that was doing, and maybe some chicka wow stuff as well. Things that will just allow us to build it up every 8 bars. Every 8 bars, like I say, in dance music, you want to be making sure that you're adding something different. You get a slightly different flavour coming in. It keeps interest. You can have the one groove going forever in a dance song, really, as long as you dress it up correctly, I think, you know. And a lot of songs are like that, just one riff, you know. And sometimes people go, oh, you know, it's only one riff in a dance song, blah, blah, blah. There's only one note in some Indian music, you know. but it works because it's all about the rhythm, you know, so it's not something new to dance music. Anyway, what is happening here over in the chat? Waffles, Mogu, Mogu. Hi, I see Logic, Logic Pro. Logic Pro is the best Logic. Very good. Yeah, Logic Pro, one fine day, I'll properly migrate myself over to it, but at the moment, I'm just kidding on. Yes, yes, it is Logic. This is Logic 10, and Logic Studio is the one I use most, believe it or not, Waffles, because I'm just more comfortable with it, and I'm a creature of habit. If it's working, let's use it. Get down to making music. I use this as a tool for making music, I would say. Waffles, Mogu, Mogu. Join Hotknife latest. Yes, yes, yes. Indeed. Cool. So, do you use Logic 9, Waffles? Fill me in. Anyway, right, okay, so I'm going to put some guitar on this. Something kind of funky. We're just using all the Logic in-house sounds here, like I say, because really, yeah, everything in Logic's really good. All the in-house stuff I like, man, and that's part of the reason I use it. I've always liked all the plugins, and you know, 10 years after using Logic 9, I'm still working out some things, and you know, I've never seen done before, you know, and that goes to show, you know, I'm not at the bottom of it, so why do I really need to move on to another sequencer? I'll tell you why, because Apple are forcing me onto it. But anyway, yeah, yes, yes, this looked like an older Logic. This is actually Logic 10, believe it or not. Might be a slightly different colour of sequencer, but anyway, it's definitely Logic 10. So, without any further ado, the all-important guitar. There we go. Just stuck some new strings on my guitar as well. If you are recording with a guitar, new strings better. I mean, what really kills guitar strings is like sweat and stuff like that, and just dirt off your hands. I mean, I'm really OCD. I wash my hands all the time before I play guitar. Probably too much, but still, it's just because it saves the strings a bit. You know, this has got some nice new strings on it. It's my 95 American Standard Strat. Not standard anymore because it's got a zillion different things on it. Namely, all the pickup arrangement, pretty much everything apart from the guitar and the neck has been renewed on this, and it's soon to get a refret as well. Anyway, right, so let's get something a wee bit more disco. Now, guitar sounds, I like a wee bit of bite to my guitar sound. A lot of people use distortion and stuff. See if you go in and actually use the bit crusher here. This sounds lovely. So I'll just show you this on Logic here. There's bit crusher effect. This is just a studio effect. See if I put that up to about 16 bits. Up to 16 bits and then crank the drive. It will increase the volume, so you need to take the volume down. We don't want it, so not so it's driving, but so it's a bit of bite to it. Yeah, there we go, so. Yeah, it just adds a wee bit of bite to that sound, you know. Without it, obviously there's a volume difference, but even without the volume difference, it just sounds a wee bit weaker. And we put on that, you know, yeah, it just gives it a wee bit more grit. You know, and a lot of, I think Akai samplers have got a lot to answer for. A lot of hip-hop guys would sample into an old Akai sampler. Before computers could take audio, you had to obviously use it into an Akai sampler or any other sampler. But the Akai samplers in particular, 12-bit samples. 12 bits, quite a crunchy sound. If I put this on a 12-bit, wee bit of crunch that I quite like that. It makes it sound strangely more analog, if that can be the case, because I'm actually digitally bit crushing it, making the resolution smaller, which in effect has that kind of distortion effect. Here we go, over on the chat again. Waffles, I use Logic 2, mine's been updated. I'm uploading the Logic Pro project to my Google Drive right now, so internet is so slow. Yes, indeed. I'm actually on an internet dongle here as well. I'm in my studio. I refuse to get an actual connection because my landlords are so bad here that I just want to take everything out overnight if I need to and set it up elsewhere. Hence the reason I just use basically a kind of a hub, a broadband hub, but it is a wireless. So works all right. I think the stream's going okay. So here we go then. So I'm just going to give my guitar a tune up. If I don't tune my guitar up, I'll regret it later because it'll go on the recording out of tune and there's not much can be done about it. Melodyne have invented a plugin though, which means you can tune the notes of a chord. How about that? So instead of just tuning the notes of a melody, you can actually go in and tune the chord. That's been around for a while, Melodyne DNA. But nothing beats the real thing. Getting the real thing right, like I say at first. Okay, so the pickup positions I like is the kind of two pickups on here, the neck pickup and the middle pickup together. That kind of, yeah. But the individual pickups are a bit harsher, you know. But when the two pickups are on the neck, the middle, it's very jazzy. I always have the volume and the tone and everything up full as well. Just get the tone on a computer, it's much better. The tone controls and guitars, I'm not really a huge fan. You might as well just have a switch on and off, to be honest. But anyway, right, okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to lay down a wee bit of guitar on this. And up to that bridge section, what do we do? Oh, that loop's not the right order. Or the right length, I should say. Because it's not looped properly. So I'll just double check this loop first, make sure it is all conforming. Yep, and the loop goes up to here. Yeah, there we go. You can see that loop's ever so slightly off. You make sure it's right dead on there, otherwise it'll do a kind of strange loop, and every time it repeats it'll get a wee bit more at a time. I find it impossible not to go into total Nile Rodgers mode when I pick up a guitar. It's just what does it for me. I'm not in a big fancy guitar solos. I love the guitar, but I just feel it's like a penis extension for many guitar players. Check me out, you know. Do something for the song. Create something, you know, that's rhythmic. Something that can work, something that's complementary to the song. Don't try and just musically masturbate all over it. Anyway, okay, so I'm just going to put down a guitar. This is just basically to strengthen up the bass line. Something I, in particular, get from like island reggae, you know, as in Bob Marley, island reggae. They always had a bass line with the guitar doubling it. Just gives a bit more attack on it. So I really like to use that. Here we go. I might even take it from the start. How about that? Crazy. Here we go. Hello, everyone. Tune in. Remember, yes, I am here every Friday, 8 p.m, and I'm going to be doing lots of different things over the coming weeks. At the moment, I'm mostly focused on doing studio productions, but I may even throw in some live productions as well, maybe some live DJ sets and stuff too. Me and Mr. T, who've just finished an album for Play Records at the moment. That's going to go out very shortly. Myself and Mr. T are going to perhaps do some videos, some live work maybe. So watch this space. But anyway, back into what we're doing here. From the top. 1. Oh, 4 bar in, that'll do me. Oh, sorry, 4 beats in. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. We can just loop this at the moment. Normally I like to do a live take of the guitar, top to bottom, but at the moment we can just do loops. So what I'll do with that guitar as well, I'm going to pan that guitar left, that one I've done there, and this other one right. Now when you're panning things left and right, there's a tendency to just go all the way to the left and all the way to the right. Don't do that. I would say you go to about 1/4 That's about your max, or 1/4 and 1/4 about your maximum left and right you want to be panning things. And with the guitars in this case, I'm probably going to do them about 20 on each side. Okay, so exact same sound, but you need to make sure you actually double track it. If I was to just do what you call automatic double tracking, where I just copy the guitar signal, put it onto another channel, maybe delay it by about 20 milliseconds, you just get a phased sound. It's not really what you need. You actually need 2 guitars, or 2, whatever it is, 2 organic instruments to double track them. There needs to be 2 takes to really, you know, to create that kind of nice vibe, that wash of sound. You don't get it for 1 take. So here we go. I'm just going to double that section, okay? that's okay. That's just about all we need for that. That's just, like I say, that's just going to be kind of quieter, but just to double the bass to give us a nice vibe on that. If you've been tuning in the past weeks, you'll probably see a lot of things I do the same from track to track. That's fine, because that is all part of having a style, I believe. Having, you know, something that makes you, you know, doing the same things over and over again. It's like in jazz when they say, if you make a mistake, do it twice, and people think you meant it. Well, sometimes these things have been happy mistakes that I've put in my tracks. Do them all the time. And you know what? I just end up leaving them in, because in many cases it could be a lyrical mistake or something, but you know, maybe you've created a different meaning of the song, or people will think it's a different meaning, etc. Let people analyse your music. Just get on with putting it out there and make sure, yeah, you've always got something you're working on. It's important to keep moving forward with productions. Don't get stuck in the one production, you know, for, you know, endless amounts of time. Just get it, you know, I would say I spend about, probably about 3 or 4 sessions on a track, really. And a session to me is about 7 hours, so maybe about a week. If you spend a week on a track, you shouldn't spend any more than that, unless it's a massive epic thing, because probably just you find if it's not happening straight away, maybe it's not happening, move on to something else, come back to it even. Anyway, right, here we go. There we go, there's a guitar. So nice and tight, dare I say it. Yeah, the horrible electrical clicking, like I say, that's something that I need to get sorted, my main supply. Problems. Anyway, right, but aye, cool. So that guitar there just following the bass. And because this is a disco track, let's get some strings in it. And what I'm going to get the strings to do, I'll get the strings to, yeah, pretty much to kind of ram that riff home, you know. But first we'll put on another guitar, so we need to put a break on that section as well. Yeah. Set up another channel for the guitar. And I'm going to play the bridge kind of chord, something very, very James Brownie, to be honest. I'll even turn it up so I can hear it, and you guys can as well. There we go. Okay, so here we go. This section here. Deafened myself. Turns out it was the volume of my guitar that was turned down there. Okay, let's do that one final time. Yeah, very, very James Brown. In case you're wondering what that chord there, we get what you call a 9 chord. This is a minor 9. Beautiful. Makes me want to cry. That electrical clicking makes me want to cry. You hear it there? Like I say, glad the stream's all been working so far though, because actually that mad electrical fault is actually something that I need to get my mains isolated from the consumer unit. If anyone knows what that is, I don't actually. But anyway, right. So on one more time on that, we'll get a double track of that as well. I know what to do. Yeah, I'll put that in. Here we go. Okay, so. that bloody wee bit at the end there. But I can always put it in, can't I? There we go. I'll just drop that in. Cheeky little edit. Didn't happen. Everything was live. Don't tell anybody. Oh, kidding. Here we go. What are you saying to Waffles? Yeah. Got a movie in it and everything. Yeah. Yeah, movie files. There's something, man. If you're uploading movie files, that is a pain. I work with a lot of movie stuff, and my goodness, man, you'd be waiting there all day with that stuff uploading. Anyway, right, here we go. So I am going to do a little double on that. Okay, I like to double track all my guitars. And from there, we can start learning other instruments. I'm going to put in the vocal and show you how all that's working together. But that's a real solid groove. Disco and all these kind of music. In fact, any dance music, I mean, really, as with disco, it's all about the groove. You know what I mean? It's does it make you want to dance? Yeah, I want to be jumping around the studio when no one's looking, getting down on my tracks. You know what I mean? Like I say, when no one's looking. That's what I really want a track to do for me. You know what I mean? And if I'm doing a remix, it needs to be something like, say, that I'd want a DJ in my kind of set. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there we go. That's probably enough guitars on that. Let's put that all back together. Maybe get a nice sound on the guitar. Okay, right. I'm just going to separate out those two bridge parts, put them on their own, and then the two rhythm guitars together. Yeah, I mean, it's not a riff that reinvents the the meaning of disco or anything, but it works. You know, and I think that's really what you got to concentrate on. Does it have a good feel about it? Does it make you feel good? Does it make you want to get down? Yeah, well, go for it then. Who gives a shit? Unless you're copying something note for note, then obviously you're going to have a problem. But, I mean, I kind of feel that some of the kind of copyright's getting a bit ridiculous these days as well. I mean, there's only 12 notes. Someone's going to have used them in the same order as you, probably before. And that's why it makes it accessible. That's why people like it, because they've had that vibe before, you know what I mean? It's something that actually, resonates with them. So, yeah, there we go. There's the two rhythm guitars. Okay, here we go, here we go, here we go. I put my phone on silent. I'm streaming, beat it. Anyway, okay, so, yeah, right, here we go. So what are you saying to me, Annie?
Studio 54.
That's a dry vocal. What I like to do with a dry vocal, bit of EQ. Every vocal is the same in that it always needs about 300 to 500 taken out of the sound. Very important indeed, because that's where all the bad stuff's happening. Anyway. Yep, so this is a dry vocal. Just the way I like it, man. If someone's put their own reverb on a vocal already, when you get it in a remix, yeah, it influences how your track sounds. You have to work with their reverb and add to the reverb. If it's a real kind of sharp room reverb or something, it can, it can create a different kind of room within the track you don't really necessarily want. So anyway, here we go. So
Studio 54. Studio 54.
What I do, like I say, is I kind of jack up the frequency, or the gain, I should say, on certain frequency. Then I go looking for where it's really annoying me.
First time I walked up to the velvet rope at Studio 54 in my best Fiorucci finery, tiny skirt, like
300 hertz. Oh, host me 24/7, but now hosting you for up to 17 viewers. Thank you very much, guys. Please go and leave a comment. Tell me what you are up to. I would love to hear from you. This is Hotknife's house live production session. Waffles, what are you saying to it? A bot? Aye, indeed. I don't know. Hey, bots want to add viewers, man. You guys wire in. Anyway, here we go. So that's what I'm saying. About 300 hertz we want to take out of this vocal.
54. Studio 54.
Yeah. And it might just be where that the kind of the sound of the room and that studio, but everything normally between 300 and 500 hertz, you always want to take that out.
Studio 54.
When I'm listening to that sound as well, I'm getting a wee bit of a thump in the background. What that'll be is maybe just from the control room, just a bit of the actual sound system. Kind of low end thump.
Studio 54.
Getting a bump, bump, bump. So what I'm going to do, I like to always use a high pass filter and take out the vocals.
54.
Female vocals, you're not going to get much out below about 150 hertz anyway, I would say. Here we go, but
Studio 50.
and below 100 hertz is often where that thump comes from next door. I've got a studio here, and where I'm based, I've got bands that are next to me and things, and that's not always ideal for recording, but all it really manifests itself as is a low-end rumble. If I was recording a double bass, might be an issue because the frequencies it kicks out are similar to what's coming through the wall. But if I just take a high-pass filter, you know, after 100 hertz, we're not going to really hear what's coming through the wall next door, and especially if you use a noise gate as well. Noise gates are also good if there's a lot of mouth noise and things like that in a take. This is not bad though. So what we've got here, a bit of EQ.
First time I walked up to the velvet rope at Studio 54.
Yes, indeed. Here we go. I'm going to put a compressor on that. For this kind of vocal, dance vocal, I like quite a hard sounding compressor. So we're in Logic here. I'm just going to add in the compressor. Maybe, yeah, the FET, like a MOSFET type effect, vintage FET, which is quite a hard sound.
My best Fiorucci finery, tiny skirt, legs for days, 7-inch Vivienne Westwood platform shoes, big red juicy lips, barely legal, me and my BFF.
Yep.
Got the nod from Mark.
Wee bit of de-esser. I think if you use now most compressors, you know, create a bit of hiss, a bit of rasp on the vocal stuff up the top end, especially like the old kind of Fairchild emulator ones. I love them, but they add a lot of hiss and stuff on it, about 3 to 5 kilohertz. So what I like to do is address that with a de-esser. Okay.
Mark the doorman. Every time we were part of the cool kids, the hot girlies, there to entice and add to the club's ambience.
What a de-esser really is as well is what's known as a dynamic EQ. A dynamic EQ is something that, you know, only kicks in when a certain frequency's hit, and they're very useful. You can also be, dynamic EQs can be useful if you get like a bass guitar that goes to a certain note and the whole thing goes blah, 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 when everything else sounds good and it's the one frequency is horrible. Then that frequency, like I say, if you use something like a dynamic EQ, it can, every time that specific note hits with those harmonics, it can cut it out. Anyway, what? Oh, there is the vocalist herself. What are you saying, Melanie? EQ compressed, a bit of reverb, possible double up, maybe a melodyne chorus. Indeed, perhaps Melanie, it is all to play for at the moment. But yes, EQ, compression, reverb, that is the three things I'll always use on a vocal. Depends as well. Sometimes it's good to have a dry vocal. Hip hop, things like that, often get very dry. They want to keep it real, so it's all about a real dry vocal. But in things like, you know, dance music, disco and stuff, of course, a bit of verb creates a whole depth to the track. Here
We were
go.
chosen to enter the funhouse playground of sex and celebrity.
Oh my goodness.
Drugs for days, because we were young. Drugs for days.
Drugs for days, that sounds absolutely wonderful. Place that I wish I'd been, certainly.
Because we were young and cute. We were chosen.
Yes, indeed. Now I'm going to put a wee bit of verb on this at the moment. Just going to use the basic, perhaps a little bit of delay. Yeah, something that gives us just a wee bit of an echo. Delay design, all your kind of convolution, reverbs and delays and stuff, all very good, but it can be quite difficult to navigate sometimes. And, you know, a simple kind of, you know, delay can be better. So we just have a stereo delay here in Logic.
And we were special. Studio 54.
Yes, indeed. That's good to crank up and down at different points as well. Okay, so what I would do with that...
Because we were young and cute. We were chosen.
That's just, I'm just in the delay send here as well on its own. I like to EQ, always EQ my reverbs and my delays. Yeah, take a bit of the top off, bit of the bottom off, and then a bit around 500 hertz. You know, because sometimes you get funny sounds from EQ and you think, what's going on here? And you're adjusting the EQ, the vocal doesn't work. But then you find out it's the reverb that you've put on that's maybe needing an actual, a remixing, if you like, a re-EQing. So I'll normally have the bass in the top off of my reverbs and delays, and a bit in the middle as well. And then what I'd like to do with a delay, very 80s effect this, is to run the delay then into a reverb. When you run the delay into a reverb, it creates a real big kind of...
Chosen to enter the fun house.
So if I go into the actual the delay send, which I'm going to label there, delay, then I'm going to send that delay to a reverb, large hall reverb.
Playground of sex and celebrity, drugs for days, because we were young and cute.
I'm noticing that vocal as well, and our cut frequencies I'm not keen on. If I put a EQ, compression, de-esser, but after that, these things can all impart their own sound. So at the end of the chain here, I like to actually put in another EQ.
We were chosen.
So I'm getting something around 700 to 900 hertz, just to annoy my ears that I'm neat sort of.
And we were special. Studio 54.
There we go. Just 660 hertz. Okay. I might put on a noise gate as well. A wee bit of noise in between them.
Studio 54.
Wee bit of noise in the studio. I would say using a noise gate, yeah, good if there's a lot of noise in the room and stuff like that. And often you get noise just from the actual headphones. If a vocalist is tracking, a lot of vocalists that come into my studio I think must be deaf, because they just crank it up to the point where they're deafening themselves. But that's okay every once in a while. For myself, I've got to watch my ears. I'm using them every single day. But sometimes the noise of the headphones, especially if a vocalist takes one side of the headphones off, leaves one on, which is very common, just to kind of get the resonance of the voice in the room. But that is going to cause a bit of leak in the headphones, which you often have to kind of key out. So a noise gate is good for that. So I just put in a noise gate, and I put in the noise gate at the start of the chain, okay? Because sometimes you might notice, you might not notice, but when you compress everything, it makes it louder. And therefore, when you've got everything louder, you're going to, you know, a compressor, as we know, compresses the sound. So the quiet bits get louder, the loud bits get quieter, in layman's terms. And yeah, those quiet bits might have a bit of, you know, fumbling about in the studio, you know, giving a scratch, whatever. Anyway, so this noise gate, put this at the top of the chain.
The drugs for days, because we were young and cute. We were chosen, and
What we need to do is like a noise gate's like a valve. It opens up and shuts every time you kind of speak.
we were special. Studio 54.
I mean, I'll show you, I've got a noise gate on at the moment because I've got fans in here because the place is bloody roasting. So on this actual kind of broadcast here, you will hear, I'll show you as well. I'll just check my headphones. Yeah, there we go. So that is actually gating out. I've got a noise gate on that at the moment. That's the sound of the fan. If I switch off, there we go. Every time I open my mouth, it just kind of, you can hear the fan just a bit, but that's because it's gating it out, this kind of valve type effect. And by the way, for monitoring, I like to use my Sennheiser HD25s. Because I've got a mohawk, I can put them under my chin here. Or you can also do impressions of that guy from Star Trek. Remember him? Yeah. Anyway, there we go. But yeah, I like that. They can sit just under my chin without destroying what's left of my mohawk. Anyway, okay, so that's a noise gate. We've got that on Melanie's vocal here. Let's see what we've got. Let's get a... Here, that's
for days, because we were young and cute. We were chosen, and we were special. Studio 54.
Yeah, okay, so. Now, with this kind of track, for me, it's like a kind of wandering vocal, reminiscing, you know, and under that, we just need a solid dance floor groove. Something that I think would have been played in Studio 54, from my understanding of it. So, let's see what's we got.
Studio 54. Studio 54. Studio 54. Studio 54. First time I walked up.
Yeah, okay. So those bits all say Studio 54. I'm going to move them into time so they're right on the beat. I'm going to separate out the vocal here. Now that kind of vocal, that vocal with the kind of story, we're going to put that on its own channel, affect that differently. We don't want too much reverb. We want to hear what's getting said in that story as well. So let me just...
First time I walked up to the velvet rope at Studio 54, in my best fear.
Maybe just a wee bit of reverb on that vocal, not all the delay though. The delay is nice with actual Studio 54, but not on the main story.
Finery, tiny skirt, legs for days, 7-inch Vivian Westwood platform shoes, big ring.
Change that reverb because I think it sounds pretty mince. Sounds a bit like a toilet. That we're just going to go for the basic setting. Vocal hall, I think that's good.
Juicy lips, barely legal.
That's more like it, yeah. The other one had a wee bit more of a toilet effect, which I wasn't liking.
My BFF got the nod from Mark the Doorman every time.
Yep. So what I'm going to do before I carry on there, mix the guitars a little bit. Now the guitars, yeah, I'll find that.
We were part.
What I'll do, I'm going to group all the guitars together, not the bass, because the bass is in there labelled as a guitar wrongly. That's the bass there. The rest of these are all guitars, I believe.
The hot girlies,
So we've got that, and we've got the bridge guitar as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to group them together into their own guitar bus. This is a very important thing to do, because when you're dealing with vocals, anything in the mid-range like guitars can get in the way often. So I'm going to bus these together. So basically guitars right on their own bus here. GTRS as opposed to GTF. You know what that means? Glasgow, you might. Anyway, what we got in the chat here? I keep getting awarded these things from these hosting raffles. Fantastic. If it actually results in more viewers. But anyway, so I hope it's not a scam, guys. But anyway, thank you if it's not. And sorry if I've seriously offended you by suggesting it. Anyway, these guitars, right, we're going to group this together. And the reason why I want to group that together is take a bite out of the EQ around 1120 hertz now. When I go up to 1120 hertz, that's about where the female voice is kind of most effective. It's about 1080 for guys and 1120 for females. Just what I found myself personally. Now, if I take a dip out of that frequency, it'll make the vocals sit easier on top of everything. Let me show you. So this is the vocals and the guitar together.
Kids, the hot girlies, and entice and add to the club's ambiance. We were chosen to enter the Funhouse playground.
A bit of click on that guitar as well, which is getting in the way of the vocals, so I'm going to take that down.
Sex and celebrity, drugs for days.
400-500 hertz there. Yeah,
because we were young and cute. We were chosen and we were special.
So it just means the vocals sit a bit better on top of the track. Using a separate reverb for the vocals as well is often a good way to get a clearer vocal sound. So I've grouped all the guitars together, and that would be all the treble instruments normally, things like keys and stuff like that. Taking a dip out at 1080 hertz, and then the vocal will sit a bit nicer on top of that. That's what you call a surgical EQ, by the way. And that's what really makes, I would say, a computer better than using any kind of hardware unit. Getting access to EQ like this, you can take as sharp a spike as you want out of a recording, for instance, and really move that around wherever. And you stack up different EQs on top of each other as well to get as many different cuts as you need. I used to hate using graphic equalizers. They used to really put me off, but I found that using graphic equalizers and understanding how to use them makes all the difference to everything, all the difference to a PA system when you take it in a room, all the difference to any vocals. So really get to know the frequency range.
First time I walked up to the velvet rope at Studio 54 in my best Fiorucci finery, tiny skirt, legs for days, 7-inch Vivian Westwood platform shoes, big red juicy lips, barely legal. Me and my BFF got the nod from Mark the Doorman every time. We were part of the cool kids, the hot girlies.
Now, as to whether I use that drum loop or not, I'm not sure. It's very kind of, there's a very busy drum loop that as well. There's not much you can really fit in around that because it's so big. That's part of the reason I used it in the first place. It just saves me building up all the drums, although I can do that. But at the moment, we're just using, there's a wee bit too much treble off it. It's just conflicting with the vocals slightly. So that's what I always say, taking a wee dip around 1120 hertz for a female vocal. Yeah, a bit nicer. So without, that's without, it's just a wee bit more, a wee bit more bite to there. We want to take that off, we want to make it a bit more smooth so the vocal works over the top. So it's not the loop that's actually the lead instrument, it's the vocal.
nod from Mark the doorman every time. We were part of the cool kids, the hot girlies, there to entice and add to the club's ambiance. We were chosen to enter the funhouse playground of sex and celebrity, drugs for days, because we were young and cute. We were...
Yeah, so really what I want to do, obviously to support this kind of story that's been told, we want to have a disco line going throughout it. You know, just I would say that riff is going to work. That's one of them riffs that can work over a number of bars. You're not going to get sick of it quick. It's got a good feel to it. What I might even do, I might even take that loop there, and I'm going to take the bass out of it, then add another bass drum, okay? Because this can use a kind of pre-kick in. Yeah, there we go.
54.
Yeah, I'll maybe line up some of these vocal hooks at the start as well. Studio 54, just so that it goes right on that riff. That was the idea.
Studio 54. Studio 54.
Get the message of the song in straight away. See if this works. Studio 54, right on the beat there.
Studio 54.
There we go. That's what I'm looking for.
Studio 54.
Yeah, and I'm going to line up these a bit better so they all start with the vocals. Here we go.
Studio 54. Studio.
Yeah, and every time she says that, I'm going to cut that in there, make it just right on the beat. Because that's where a lot of that inspiration for that riff came from. Da-da-da-dun-dun-dun. Studio 54. Yep. That's a kind of hook line almost.
Studio 54.
Yeah, cool.
Studio.
That's a wee bit more free time that, but I want to put it on the beat.
Studio 54.
That's more like it. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. Okay.
Studio 54. Studio 54. Studio 54.
Yeah, that's a good intro. I like that.
Studio 54. Studio 54. Studio 54. Studio 54.
Yeah, it seems like a natural place to kick the track in there. Okay, so let me see. Right. Keeping it sexy, says Melly Fresh. Yes, indeed. Like to do my best. Yes, indeed. Anyway, here we go. Yep, so that's going to kick in after that there. So,
Studio 54.
boom, the natural place for the bass drum to really kick in there. So we can do two things. We can add a bass drum. That actual drum pattern there, you can see I have swept a lot of the bass out of it. I can just bring the bass back in like so. I can automate it to do this. My mistake there. A wee bit quicker off the mark. Yep, I can switch off with that. Here we go. Yep. So this
Studio.
I'll program it to do this. Then to kick back in. But you know what? I want a big fat bass drum, man. I want something that's going to really, you know what I mean, rock the house. And we're in the key of A. So let's go over to our old pal, Mr. Splice. What's the time, Mr. Splice? Party time. Right, here we go. Yep. Splice cuts down your production time so much, man. Honestly, this enabled me to make tracks a lot quicker, and that's important. Workflow is really everything. So what I want is a one shot in A, and I want drums. Yes, I want a kick drum. Let me just find the drums here. I think I've already got some things selected here, so I need to switch them off. Kicks. Yeah, we want a kick in A. Oh. But two banging them. See if we can get something in here. That's ones that I've downloaded previously. I just want a one-shot bass drum and A. Okay, here we go. Fabric kick. Want something? Yeah, that's good. I like that, man. That's got a nice kind of house vibe to it. A lot of time you spend, you will be actually trying to find samples, man. If you can streamline that process in the case of Splice, why not do that, man? Because it has an option of, you know, do I want a drum, do I want a bass drum, what kind of, you know, tempo do you want things at? Do you want a one shot? Do you want A? Do you want whatever key you want it in? Great resource, man. Saves you standing about in, you know, shops listening to sample CDs like I used to do back in the day. Now that's nice, a big, big kick. Good to have a couple of kick drums on a track. Have one that kind of... That's the one I was looking for, yep. That kick there, that's a good foundation kick. And then, you know, when the song really kicks in, we can drop in a big 808 type, you know, note bass drum. As I always tell you, make sure you're getting the right note. Right. Okay, so let's set up a track here. We will make it, yeah, an audio track. And we'll put in a bass drum. There's my bass drum. There we go. That's okay. So let us. Yeah. Bass drum. Put it on every beat. 1, 2. No matching data on clipboard. OMG. So 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to copy 5 of these up together because what I like to do is join them all together. I put in 5 because you need to have something at either side here to bracket this. I create a file then just of all that bass drum, 4 on the floor. I'm going to chop it there. That gives me then a perfect 4-bar loop, 4-beat loop, which you can just extend out throughout the song. Makes life easy. Keep your workflow easy, guys. So, what have we got here? Now, I can already tell that bass drum's off a bit. This happens when I put in a sample. Reason being is that not all samples start right from the very start or right from the 0 point. You see there's a wee bit of a kind of mismatch with the samples here. So what I like to do is set the channel delays on this. Or sometimes in this, I could actually move this because I can see where it's not sitting on. Yeah. I might even just move that on there. Yeah. That's it. You know, I've moved that right onto where it is. But often you can do that, like I say, with the channel delays at the side and the inspector. But at the moment, we've done that without some. The other loop was maybe a wee bit fast, and that one was a wee bit slow. So I've matched them up. Now we're rocking. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. So, we'll give this a bit of an intro first before we drop in all those Studio 54 chants. So, this is like I say, where I kind of end up getting confused with the new Versionology because a lot of the hotkeys are different. Anyway, right, so repeat that number of copies, just to 1, thank you very much. That'd be lovely. There we go. And it's done fuck all. Anyway. Section. This is where I'm not afraid to admit it. I'm a grown man. I'm not afraid to cry. I'm going to check out in, yes, cut, insert, repeat time. There we go. I'm going to check out in the help section. Yeah, repeat section between Lakers. There we go. It's like I'd say, every time you move to a different sequencer, it gives a different kind of way of doing things. But anyway, so we'll start off with a bit of riff here. I'd like a break before we kick in. I think it would just be nice to kind of have, yeah, some sort of break in there. As well as that, leading up to that, that's like an intro section. That's a 16-bar intro before the real beat kicks in. I want to get a clap in it. Big classic kind of disco clap. A lot of the disco clap sounds, by the way, were created by getting a clap sound and slowing it down. You know, that's how you get a big, there's often a big kind of disco clap type sound. That's something George Clinton, I believe, taught Prince how to get a good clap sound. They were running tape fast back in the day, and they'd clap along with it and slow it down and get a real big clap sound. It's very difficult to get a good clap sound, so often you're better going for a sample. It's one of these things you do it on a mic and it sounds, you know, very weak. So a good clap sound, and look up disco clap. Let's see what we got. I believe I have something along that line already downloaded. Let's go disco clap. You're liking that, Melanie? Glad to hear it. Good stuff. Yes, indeed. Me too, man. I've been singing this little melody in my head for a while. Yeah. And it's nice to finally unleash it. Unleash it out my brain. A lot of songs I find almost get written in my head before I sit down and make them. And this is one of them. I've got a good idea where I want to go for it. There's a nice clap there. Yep. Bit too much snare on that one. That's a bit backwards sounding. That's not a clap. I like that. That's like an R&B one. I like to use a lot of sounds from different genres, but that's got quite a cool vibe to it. I might just use that. Yeah. Classic clap sound there. That's good. Yeah, I like this one. No, it's got a nice big. Yeah, we're going to use that. Here we go. Put this back in the track. Now, this doesn't start right on the beat, though, so we need to be careful with it. Yeah, we'll make sure we get that kind of point with the track spikes there right on that clap, yeah. What I'm going to do is I'm going to time that against the bass drum to make sure it is right on the beat indeed. Okay, and then from there, once I've got a solid timing, I can drop that out. I'll drop that throughout the track. Same thing again, I'll make up a 4-beat loop of this so I can copy it over easily to other tracks. So here we go. Get that right on the beat. I'll make a wee loop until I sort that. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, what I do, like I say, maybe even copying a sample a wee bit before it, a wee bit after it. And this is the only purpose that serves is so that I can glue all these together, create a new audio file with that, and then from there, strip out everything past, or should I say, everything before and after that section in the track. That then allows me perfect square little section to copy out concertina style. See that.
First time
Take that wee melody. So we can hear it's about at the moment. Let's get it right on time. I like that. It's a wee bit of delay in that. It's almost a wee bit off the beat. But I'm thinking to myself that I quite like that. It kind of gives it a wee bit of feel. You know, you're not quite on the beat, you're just a wee bit behind it. That makes it funky. Before it wouldn't be ideal. Hold back a little bit as well. The main loop's a wee bit, something's just a wee bit of time. Let me sort the groove here. Wee midgie's ball here out, if you know what that means. From Glasgow. You are from Glasgow. Hello! Say hello on the chat, guys. Anyway, here we go. Here we go. That bass drum, is that now? Bass drum sitting off the beat. Yep, good. So let's put the vocals back in. Put the vocals back in here. Okay.
Studio 54. Studio 54. Studio 54.
There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to put this snare.
Studio.
I want to put this in just at the intro section. Go. Line that up again. Not ideal because it's not right on the start of the track. There we go.
Studio 54.
Kicks in there. There we go. Yeah, and if what other thing I'll do then is breakdown. Oops, going through every screen but the one I need. Yep, I'm going to take in a bit of a breakdown there. I think I'll take out some of the rhythm just at that point there, and then we'll start the vocal. Seems a natural place to do so. This big, massive drum loop, where is it? I think it's this one here. It's always good to label your tracks. This is why, because you end up getting confused as to what's what. Okay, we're going to work on this track over the next couple of weeks as well. This is actually something I've been meaning to get on to. I'm going to do, I believe, a few remixes for play, and this is one of the ones I'm really looking forward to. Of course, because it's based on one of my favourite subjects. It's disco, Studio 54. So we've got that.
Studio 54.
1, 2, 3, stop. Yeah, so right on there, we'll take the drums out. Take the bass drum out as well. So let's label these. Big kick. It's always handy to label your tracks, keep them in a nice order. Big kick. There we go. Top. I like to have all my drums up the top. Just keeps me from getting too confused with what's going on. Hi guys, if you just joined us, you are welcome to Hotknife's House live production session. Anyway, so let's get a wee look at what we've got here. We get the bass drum at the top, yeah, and I'm going to get all the drums, group them together so I don't get lost in them. And that's a loop there next, I believe, as well. Okay, good. Drums up the top. Bass drum. Yes, another bass drum here. Clap, yep. Clap sounds. Bass guitars down the bottom. Okay, so drums here. So.
Studio 54. Studio 54.
Yep. That's where we're going to start the vocals. Here we go. So let's start the story. What are we talking about?
First time I walked up to the velvet rope at Studio 54 in my best Fiorucci finery, tiny skirt, legs for days, 7-inch Vivian Westwood platform shoes, big red juicy lips, barely legal. Me and my BFF got the nod from Mark the doorman every time. We were part of the cool kids, the hot girlies, their
want to kick in the beat maybe a bit before. I was thinking, how long can I leave it for? Maybe 8 beats, I would say, before we bring it in and really kind of get the party going again, because I think that, you know, there's only so long you can leave a kind of gap. But I would say, so 8 bars, try this in. If we put in 8 bars after, so that's a bit here. Kick the song back in. Okay, so I've got 2 kicks. I've got a clap there actually, and then I've got a kick. So
Me and my BFF got the nod from Mark the doorman.
Get that clap right on time there. That is going to be a pain in the bum. I'm just going to make a loop out of this that I can move around easy. So what as I do is I've copied out that one clap over a number of bars. So I'm going to glue that whole section together. All this copied out, glue it into one complete audio file. If it'll let me, yes it will, good. And then from there, I then have a solid bar's worth of clap that I can just move around wherever I need it, which is really what I'm looking for. So let's see what we've got here. That start right on beat 1, right on the grid? No, it doesn't. So I'll take one. It does. So we'll take it from here. Right. R10, lovely. And this then should allow me to move this around. Yeah, so that's then a section that we can just cut. Because I've leveled up all the timing in that section, I want to move that over exactly as it is onto the next time it appears after the break. So, there we go. That comes in.
Big red juicy lips. They're first time I
Missing there. Add that. There we go. So
first time I walked up to the velvet rope at Studio 54 in my best Fiorucci finery, tiny skirt, legs for days, 7-inch Vivian Westwood platform.
So bring the beat back in.
Big red juicy lips, barely legal. Me and my BFF got the nod from Mark the doorman every time. We were part of the cool kids, the hot girlies, there to entice and add to the club's ambiance.
We were bring the bass drum back.
Funhouse playground of sex and celebrity, drugs for days, 'cause we were young and cute. We were chosen and we were special. Studio 54.
And maybe jump up to the bridge then. I feel that's a natural place for us to take it to the bridge, as James Brown would say. Yeah, make sure I actually have the component parts in there. Yeah, cool. Okay, so. Okay. Have another guitar part in there. Yes, there we go. Take that bit crusher off, it's just a wee bit too raspy. Yeah, like I say, an unfortunate crackle off my electrical supply at the moment, but anyway, yep. This takes us to the bridge after that section. Here we go.
Drugs for days, 'cause we were young and cute. We were chosen and we were special. Studio 54.
Yeah, I'm going to expand that section out. Maybe drop in that line about Studio 54 again. The initial line that started the song. It's kind of like a theme that we go back to then. So let's get this other vocal in here that says Studio 54. Yep. Moving that along here. Yeah, there we go. So.
Studio 54.
Yeah, I'll drop that in the bridge section here. So. I'm going to bring that vocal in earlier after the last kind of story ends. So.
Studio 54. Studio 54. Studio 54. Studio 54. Studio 54.
Yes, indeed. Right, anyway, so getting on quite far with this track at the moment. Let's get a wee listen, a recap. I'm going to return to this track next week as well. I don't want to do any broadcasts any longer than an hour and a half. I know only so much studio you can take. Me personally, I could sit here all day, but like I say, condensing this all into quite a small window of time. So let's get a listen and see what we have here so far.
Studio 54. Studio 54. Studio 54. First time I walked up to the velvet rope at Studio 54 in my best Fia Rucci finery, tiny skirt, legs for days, 7-inch Vivian Westwood platform shoes, big red juicy lips, barely legal. Me and my BFF got the nod from Mark the doorman every time. We were part of the cool kids, the hot girlies, there to entice and add to the club's ambiance. We were chosen to enter the funhouse playground of sex and celebrity, drugs for days, 'cause we were young and cute. We were chosen and we were special. Studio 54. Studio 54. Studio 54. Studio 54. Studio 54.
There you have it. That is as so far as we've got this week, and that is just a yeah. I think you get the blueprint for the song with the initial riffs that you lay down. In many cases, I would probably agonize over a lot of different riffs before I came to the conclusion of using one. There's the option of doing that when you're obviously recording yourself. Obviously, for the purposes of streaming, we are cutting corners a wee bit and things as well. But this is something we're going to continue with. So thank you very much for tuning in this week, guys. I'm just going to have a wee look here and see what's happening. Back on my dashboard, creator dashboard. There we go. Yes, indeed, guys. But thank you very much for having joined me this week. Like I say, I'll be live every single week, 8 p.m. 8 p.m. GMT. Now let's see, who can I raid? Who is on doing something interesting? I always find I'm looking for someone to raid, give all my viewers to, and what then happens is they disappear by the time I go to raid them. So let's see, Freckles, what's she saying? Have someone to raid. So thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. You have been wonderful. And like I say, every Friday, 8 p.m. GMT, I am going to leave you in the very comfortable hands there of Freckles. Do that now. Right, okay, nice one, guys. So thank you very much for tuning in. And yeah, join me next week. Okay then. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.